Welcome to our deep dive into the chi-square distribution. This is a fundamental concept in statistics and probability, often serving as the backbone for hypothesis testing involving categorical data. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly what this distribution is, how it behaves, and why it is so important. So, what exactly is the chi-square distribution? Unlike the normal distribution, which deals with continuous measurements like height or weight, the chi-square distribution is primarily used to analyze categorical data. Think of categories like red versus blue, yes versus no, or pass versus fail. It acts as a comparison tool, helping us measure the distance between the data we actually observed and the data we expected to see if our theories were correct. Let's look at its shape. The chi-square distribution has two distinct features. First, it is right-skewed. This means it is not symmetric. It has a long tail extending to the right. Second, it is non-negative. The values start at 0 and go to infinity, but they can never be below 0. This is because the calculation involves squaring differences, which always results in positive numbers. The most critical parameter for this distribution is the degrees of freedom. Often denoted as df or k, the chi-square is not just one single curve. It is a whole family of curves. The specific shape you use depends entirely on your degrees of freedom. In most practical cases, this number is calculated based on the number of categories or the size of your table, such as rows minus 1 multiplied by columns minus 1. Notice how the shape transforms as the degrees of freedom increase. When df is low, like 2, the curve looks like an L shape, hugging the left side. As we increase to 4, a hump begins to form, but it is still heavily skewed. By the time we reach 10 or higher, the curve flattens out and shifts to the right, beginning to look more like a normal bell curve. This shifting shape is unique to the chi-square family. Here is the formula that drives the distribution. It is the sum of the squared differences between observed and expected values divided by the expected value. O stands for observed, which is the data you collected. E stands for expected, which is the data predicted by your null hypothesis. We calculate this for every category and add them all up to get our chi-square statistic. One of the most common uses is the goodness of fit test. Imagine rolling a die 60 times. If it is fair, you expect each number to appear 10 times. But in reality, you might get 15 ones and only 9 twos. The goodness of fit test uses the chi-square distribution to tell us if these differences are just random luck or if the die is actually loaded. Another major application is the test of independence. This checks if two categorical variables are related. For example, does gender influence movie preference? We organize the data into a contingency table, like the one shown here. We then compare the actual counts of men and women who liked different genres against what we would expect if there were no relationship at all. Finally, how do we make a decision? We look at the tail of the distribution. If our calculated chi-square value is very large, it falls into the rejection region on the far right, shaded here in red. This area is defined by our critical value. If our statistic lands here, it means the difference between observed and expected is too big to be random, so we reject the null hypothesis. To wrap up, remember these 5 points. It is used for categorical data. It is always right-skewed and non-negative. Its shape is controlled by degrees of freedom. We use it for goodness of fit and independence tests. And finally, a large chi-square value is evidence against the null hypothesis. Thank you for watching.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.